It's the Truth. Americans Conflicted About Lying. Article 1. Polls. Half say it's never warranted. Two-thirds say it's sometimes justified. It can be hard to get people to face the truth sometimes, especially about lying. You don't want your kids to eat too much, so you say all the cookies are gone. You don't feel like going out, so you tell your date something important came up. You're overloaded with errands, so you call in sick. Lies, all of them. But we don't really like calling them that. In a new Associated Press Ipsos poll, over half of respondents said lying was never justified. Yet in the same poll, up to two-thirds said it was okay to lie in certain situations, like protecting someone's feelings. Apparently, white lies are an acceptable, even necessary, part of many lives, even though we dislike the idea of lying. Rebecca Campbell knew exactly what she was doing when she recently told her 4-year-old son that there were no more cartoons on TV, and she didn't like it. One day, he'll probably figure it out, she says. There are cartoons on all the time. But, says the 25-year-old mother from Quincy, we couldn't have the TV on all day. Deep in her heart, she knew that telling him the truth would have been better, though more time-consuming as discipline often is. It's the easy trap of a lie, she says ruefully. It's easier than telling the truth. Which is, of course, why new haircuts receive so many compliments, notes Teresa Valen, a mother in Palm Desert, California. Valen says it was just too darned hot and she didn't feel up to getting dressed and leaving home for a recent movie date. So she told a friend she was busy. I'm not always as busy as I appear to be, says Valen, 27, but I don't want to ruin a friendship over a broken movie date. Nearly two-thirds of Americans agree. In the AP Ipsos poll, 65% of those questioned said it was sometimes okay to lie to avoid hurting someone's feelings, even though 52% said lying overall was never justified. Among those 52%, if he'd been alive and reachable, would have been the 18th century German philosopher Immanuel Kant, who believed all lying was bad, every single lie, even one that could save someone's life. But most moral philosophers would disagree, assures noted ethicist columnist Randy Cohen, who himself is so far from the Kantian view as to proudly proclaim, I am a big fan of lying. Not only is lying justified, it is sometimes a moral duty, says Cohen. An obvious example is when you're lying to protect someone from serious harm. But much less extreme cases often call for lies, Cohen says. An example he likes. Your fictional spouse, about to accept a Nobel Prize, asks if they look fat. If you're on your way to the award ceremony, you say, You look fabulous, Cohen instructs. Anything else would be cruel. If you're still in the hotel room, a suggestion of a different outfit might be appropriate. Still, every lie has its costs, Cohen says, and that's just another factor you need to consider. One key cost is credibility. Once a person finds out you lied, you lose currency in their keys. For Harold Smith, it was worth the risk when he lied to his adult daughter about his health when undergoing treatment for a kidney tumor. Why get her all traumatized, says Smith, 64, of Pioneer, California. I tried to protect her. It slowed down the anxiety. Later, I told her what really happened. In the poll of 1,000 adults taken June 23rd through 27th, 4 in 10 people said it was okay sometimes to exaggerate a story to make it more interesting, and about a third said it was okay to lie about your age. A third also said it was okay to sometimes lie about being sick to take a day off work. Very few would admit to thinking it was okay to lie on a resume, cheat on taxes, or lie to a spouse about an extramarital affair. Who say? Among the groups more likely to say lying was sometimes okay, people aged 18 to 29, college graduates, and those with higher household incomes. People have this idea that lying is bad, says Bella DePaolo, a visiting professor at UC Santa Barbara who's studied the phenomenon of lying. But when you really start going through it, it's not that simple. In a study in the late 90s, DePaolo asked 77 college students and later 70 people in the Charlottesville, Virginia community to track every lie, however small, in a journal for a week. Of the 77 students, only one reported having told no lie. Of the other 70 people, 6 made that claim. People who say lying is wrong are often thinking in the abstract, DePaulo says. In our real lives, we can't always pick honesty without compromising some other value that might be as important, like maintaining a happy relationship. If you're at a party and your partner is saying something you disagree with, for example, you might stay quiet in the name of marital harmony. Of course, there are inherent problems with the study that ask people to be honest about, well, being dishonest. In the AP Ipsos poll, for example, 4 in 10 people answered that they'd never had to lie or cheat, but 1 in 10 of those people said in the very next answer that yes, they might have told a lie in the past week, which means they might have misunderstood the question, or, ahem, they may have lied.